Hey everyone, this is Faye the Oracle coming to you today with the zodiac reading for my earth signs. We have Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus. Hello, how are you? I hope you've been well. I thank you for coming in and joining us. So, the title of this particular video, I am being told, is Earth Signs. Why are you trying so hard? Let's begin. So, going to start with my Lenormand cards, just to get an overall idea of what some of the circumstances are affecting our earth signs. So this is for Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. What is some current circumstances and situations involved? Let's see. I might get some tarot cards involved for this one because I am being told to involve them. Okay. So already we have the scythe and the home. So very interesting information. I need one more card then to make this a full idea, and then I'll draw some tarot cards. Okay. All right, so oh my gosh, I dropped all of these cards, so there must be like a whole lot of different stories that they're attempting to narrate for me. Okay, patience, and I will jump through as quickly as I can to bring you all the messages, Earthclan. Okay. All right, so what came out after the home card was the fox, which talks about cunning, being sly, being stealthy, gathering information is what came through. And I feel like not trying to somebody's not trying to prove that they have empathy towards you or sympathy towards you. Like they're really not trying to meet you, I feel like, halfway by acknowledging what you've been through. But like, let's see what else these messages have to say, because after this we have the star card, and then we have the letter, and then we have the man. And this could just be a masculine person, but it can also just be somebody who is a male person. But so all of the Lenormand cards have messages based on what cards they're next to, and then what cards are under and preceding them. So right here with the scythe and the home. So the scythe is all about cutting things away, harvesting things, reaping, I feel like, certain benefits. And the home talks about domestic security and stability of the family. So either I feel like somebody has cut your home benefits in some kind of way. Maybe there is a literal hole in this house. Maybe that there is some situation that has affected you financially, and I don't know if it was to your benefit or to the benefit of somebody else with the cunning card, because sometimes the cunning card, or the fox I should say, can talk about being self-employed. So it could be due to some kind of budget cut. For example, with the scythe, you're not working from home, you're self-employed or attempting to be. With the star card here, it could be that you are trusting in some kind of divine guidance. The star card talks about direction and really just basically trying to figure things out. Let me see what else comes to me, because I feel like one of the central themes of this whole situation is family, and then the letter would basically talk about B subplot. So like that's where basically in a movie or a story, like this is the situations where you check in on the side characters, and not the main characters, but they got into some mess while the side character was handling the main part of the story. So this is one of those situations where I feel like maybe you receive some kind of notice about your home. There isn't enough cards here that specifically makes me think about foreclosure, but it could be just a note in regard to I feel like It's some kind of ledger, some kind of official notice you received about something. And this is specifically related to the star preceding it. And the star does talk about luck. So it could be, and I feel like there's some kind of message that may have come through Facebook about some cunning man. So this could be someone who's been cut out of the home situation, and maybe they're shacked up with someone else, which is all over the place with this particular placement of things. So let me get 3 more cards, see if I can get some kind of totality to this, because I feel like I'm experiencing so many multiple messages. Earth signs. This is for Earth signs: Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus. Let's get more insight on this situation. So this is about why you are trying so hard. Maybe you're trying so hard to stay invested in a situation that clearly isn't of value. People have been manipulating you. Yeah, with the mountain, there have been obstacles you've been trying to find your way through. What's going on with this letter, this note? What kind of communication was this? I feel like it was a note that they wrote before they left for some of you. If you're experiencing a situation where someone has walked out on you, it could be that they left a note for you somewhere, like, on a dresser or something that you basically they knew that you would look at. And then we have the flower, which talks about a bonus, some kind of gift. And it's not the flower, it's the bouquet. And what else is happening here? And then we have the clover. So I feel like the story is, and then on the back of the deck, we have the lily. Okay. So some of you, I feel like, have been walked out on. Somebody's man is gone. He decided to try his luck somewhere else. Some of you have received some kind of recognition, I think, with the bouquet that has... Because the central message to this whole situation is the letter. So regardless of the situation, there was some form of communication that was involved in everybody who's watching this video. So either you guys are in this position of needing to find direction, receiving this letter, this leading you to this man. This man could be someone who is working undercover, maybe to find out about another lover, and you were you're placing all this trust in him with the him finding something for you, maybe, or maybe they're trying to locate something for you and you're hoping that they'll get lucky and find whatever it is you're looking for. Maybe there is some kind of small gain that you're hoping to receive some communication about in written form about this man. And this will bring all of these obstacles to an end because you will be fortunate to have gotten this unexpected bonus. And all of this begins off of something that was cut, cleared, done away with. And I'm not picking up a lot of agreement on the term in relation to that being harvesting. So moving quite along, after this decrease that affected your home, there was some kind of plan or counter strategy that you had to enact. You were looking for some kind of direction, how to overcome this lack. You received this written communication about this man. This man posed an obstacle to you between you and this surprise bonus of fortune between the bouquet and the clover. It could be a proposal. Usually it's the bond, which are two rings that talks about it. But the lily card is one that is oftentimes associated with sex. And that's on the back of the deck, sex. Okay, and then underneath that is the stork card. So, all right. So now we're starting to get the picture. So some of y'all are about to get a payout from child support. Sorry if I got loud all of a sudden. Some of y'all are getting a payout of some sort that I feel like could be related to child support, because the lily can talk about purity, sex, and then the stork can talk about like something arriving unexpectedly, basically. And it usually is something that you would think of as a birth, excuse me. Birds also, I feel like, are related to messages. Stork is associated with water. So, it could be that you received a message that somebody's water broke and now they're going to be a father. We don't have the child here. So it could just be that somebody is just needing to receive this message that whomever it was, they had the baby, or they're going to have the baby. But outside of that, I feel that this is the energy of trying to find some means of overcoming some kind of lack. Things aren't super drastic, but it is complicated and difficult with the mountain here and the scythe, and with the stars connecting those two things. You are trying to find direction in your life at this time, and hopefully there'll be some message that comes soon that will either put you in the communication line finally, if you've been cut out of the communication. If you have been cut out of the home, maybe there'll be some kind of finalization about a separation. But it seems that there's specific ties to some people needing to hear about a loan, maybe to overcome some kind of financial instability. But let's see. I was supposed to pull out some tarot cards, so let's see. No. Somebody came through that the fox and the gentleman could be somebody interrogating you. I don't know, maybe somebody's been tailing you or something like that. You earth signs, you gotta watch out for you guys. You be getting up to stuff, or it's like it would be just like you to do some research and find out about things that now you don't know what to do after you know. Oh my gosh. Okay. As soon as I open my mouth. All right. And then the judgment card on the back of the deck. Okay, so as soon as I open my mouth, and these have fallen on a specific part, so I'll draw some more tarot cards to get the last pieces as well. So now we have over the scythe, we have the Nine of Cups. Over the home, we have the Hangman reverse. And now the Nine of Cups talks about wish fulfillment, and the Hangman talks about basically being at an impasse, being stuck. So say, for example, if the B plot of this situation was somebody has left their family, then I would say that you are feeling smug about some insight or enlightenment that you're waiting to have, because upright, the Hangman talks about coming to a lesson over the passage of time. As a result of him hanging around, he has nothing but time on his hands to contemplate his life. And then I feel like this can also be talking about somebody excuse me, having to buy their time until the end of some kind of legal matter. Whatever information you're looking to come through with, this is powered by the fox with the Knight of Wands. It is going to come quickly, and it will allow you to take quick action on something. And when I mean quick action, I mean like if there has been some kind of pause, like what the Hangman is talking about, then this will be the sudden change that leads to a lot of processes finally proceeding. But then we had the Seven of Swords, and the Seven of Swords is all about deception, tactics, strategy, basically trying to come to some kind of clarity about some information that may be hidden, like this person is hiding these swords behind their back. They also have their fingers crossed, which means that they're lying. And then we have more fox imagery. So somebody has been lying. Somebody hasn't been telling the truth. Somebody has been hiding things from you. And the divine are telling you with the star cards that if you've been having any intuitive hits, that they have been trying to communicate these things with you, because the stars are all about direction. You know, she's looking up at the sky. When she's looking at the stars, they're supposed to help her find her way. And we always associate the stars with the universe, with angels, with certain messages. But whatever it is, this information is going to be revealed, because we have the Ten of Swords reversed here. Now, upright, the Ten of Swords basically talks about being brought really, really low due to some kind of mental anguish, betrayal, loss, grief. But for it to be reversed, this talks about that period of time coming to an end, because tens are all about completion. And that's coming in over the letter. So you're going to get some kind of information that's going to break this stalemate of the hangman trying to come to some kind of enlightenment about a situation. Now, I don't know what specifically this was about, but it does feel like it is attached to a home, because the fours are a product of stability, and the Four of Wands, say for example, is specifically related to the home. And for me, because the Four of Coins talks about boundaries, it can also talk about walls, either built to keep somebody in and all their things in, and a wall specifically built to keep people out. And this home, this wall, this Four of Coins mentality of wanting to keep all of your wealth safe and hoarded and away from other wanting to have this financial security, is all associated with this man, this gentleman card that came out before. So whatever is going on, it is going to lead to some kind of stability that you're going to be able to take action on in some kind of way, resulting in this man. And apparently the outcome for this situation is going to be favorable, and either some kind of small gain or small fortune. So let's see what else, because we have the Judgment card on the back of the deck, and that's hidden energy to this situation. So that talks about the Judgment card talks about people having regrets, because it talks about specifically coming to terms with your past and learning what you can from the experiences, and letting yourself realize what actions you may have taken that have led into these circumstances. So it's usually about a coming to Jesus moment, if you understand those kind of references, where you're just like, you know, with Iyanla Fix My Life, it's just like, you know, when are you going to stop playing out these cycles, beloved? And it's just like the energy of really recognizing it's time for you to let some things go. Sorry, y'all, the tea was so hot, I had to quench my mouth real quick with some water. Okay. So now we have Eight of Cups, and the Eight of Cups is all about this contemplative energy. You know, am I going to take this first step that leads out of this situation? You know, I have all these cups, all this stability that I felt like, you know, I wanted, and now that I've had it, it's really not adding up to everything that I thought it would be. And that's specifically coming in here with the Mountain, which talks all about obstacles and, you know, confronting things that are holding you back, so to speak. So, because it says the Mountain is obstacles, bones, diversions. So there's been something that I feel like that has been keeping you kind of back here, because this is in the past position, but we're coming forward to the future with this particular spread. Whatever it is, it has led to a state of great anxiety with the Nine of Swords. And this great anxiety is apparently going to be rewarded with the bouquet. There's going to be something that's going to come and appease the situation, and it's going to be a fortunate outcome, and it's going to lead to this new beginning with the Fool card, because the Fool is all about starting over, writing a new story, starting a new adventure. But this is going to be the energy of you moving on. So now that I feel like we've gotten a lot of divinity in this particular message, I wonder what else is here to help you continue to move forward and live differently. So What deck should I use to interpret this? Okay, so how to move on and live differently after this whole thing. Because why are you trying so hard? You know, I can definitely tell it's to alleviate a lot of anxiety you have about how this situation is going to play out. But it also, I feel, talks about you recognizing that a lot of the talents and skills you have are what's going to help you figure this out. So if you've been holding yourself back but not believing in yourself, I'm going to need you to go ahead and put that to the side, because I have a ton of Virgo placements and some Capricorn placements in my charts, and we are natural researchers. We will figure some stuff out. I put together the pieces, and I've gotten somebody's story here. So let's see what other messages are coming through. And this is aquamarine, and aquamarine is associated with clarity and compromise. So yes, so you're activating that third eye chakra, activating that throat chakra, releasing your inhibitions around speaking and demanding what you need, trusting in your mental capacity to get through these things, clearing confusion. You're using your mind to have a forward moving vision, very mercurial, very cerebral, very much in this Jean Grey, if I can't, if I can see it, I can believe it. You can disintegrate things down to the cell level and then build them back up again to exactly what you need them to be. But it's just important to make sure with this Nine of Swords that you don't take on more than you can handle or more than you need. And then we have, what is this? Lapis lazuli, self-knowledge. All right, so that's definitely talking about having a sense of knowledge about yourself, understanding of yourself, your motives, your triggers, things like that. But let's get a better understanding of lapis lazuli. Lapis lazuli is associated with strength and beauty, strength and beauty is revealed through challenge, awareness of a hidden motive, honesty and poise garner respect, freedom from needing to prove oneself, objectivity is a source of composure under pressure. Okay, and that brings another message that I may not have necessarily picked up on. So the Nine of Cups is a card that is oftentimes associated with smugness. So it's something that I associate positively in terms of it being wish fulfillment, but it could be also with the cups relating to emotions, and often our emotions being tied to how we experience relationships or process our feelings sexually. I feel like there was somebody here that may have made you feel as if they could appear to have it together enough to want to settle down, and so you thought for sure, like, oh yeah, this is my person, this is my dream relationship. But then when it came to moving forward, I feel like with the domestic life, with all the stuff that actually comes with you looking forward to settling down with someone, ended up being a situation where you were kind of avoiding some insight that you needed about what was happening and how you needed to make things clear about what you needed. And you ended up kind of being a accomplice in your own captivity, so to speak, because by the time that I feel like you were recognizing this player energy with the Fox and the Knight of Wands, is that it was time for you basically to be gone, to exit the situation, to take flight and get the fuck up out of there. And then as time goes on, you realize a lot of your intuitive, interpretive hits were really spot on. You realize this person was really just not about the things they said they were. It took a lot out of you. It may have been somebody put you up on game through a letter. Maybe you had one of those, Shirley, this is Barbara moments, and they contact you to let you know what was going on, because we did have some energy come through about somebody having a baby. And then I feel like things came to an end, and it could have been that this situation afforded you a lot of financial stability that you really wanted to hold on to because it's associated with this man. And so this money that you're hoping to come through for you, is going to come from you enacting some sort of plan with the Eight of Cups and the Nine of Swords, and you taking a leap of faith and hope and just leaving things to chance. So it feels like that's a lot of what's going on for somebody. Like that's another C plot if that's the case. So it goes on to say that that Lapis Lazuli is especially associated with Taurus and Sagittarius. So if that is one of your signs or the signs of somebody involved, take that double. And it says that this stone was used to strengthen the personality by revealing deep inner knowledge. And it says to use this stone to grow self-awareness, self-knowledge, and inner truth. And this card brings a powerful boost to your confidence. Okay, so that's fantastic. So that means that a lot of the things that you thought were happening were. You now know that to be true, and you've made decisions that you felt were in your best self-interest. And let's see what we can get from the cartomancy side. I love this. This is my Martin deck. So I think that the guys are pretty flexible, and they will bring me an additional message for you, and then we'll have our closing. So I don't want this to get too long. All right. We have the Queen of Cups. So usually this talks about somebody from the point of view of the person getting the reading. The Queen of Cups is someone who interferes in your relationship by maybe being emotionally manipulative, so to speak. But if we talk about this from a very general point of view, then this is a likely older woman who is very emotionally capable, very emotionally present, sometimes to the point of being highly empathetic and even a bit psychic. And that seven of diamonds, which is the Seven of Wands, talks about there being a position where she had to be very defensive on, and this led to maybe her or them feeling hurt and recognizing that they have some kind of choice or decision to come to with the Seven of Hearts. So let me get one more. And the sevens are specifically associated with spirituality, so they're connected to the intuition. And you've gotten 3 sevens here now. With the Two of Spades, which is the Two of Swords, which is another card about choices and decisions, and having a point where you don't feel like any situation you choose is a win-win, so you're kind of stuck and in a stalemate about making a decision. We have Seven of Clubs, which is the Seven of Coins, which talks about waiting for a return on some investment, being patient, waiting to reap what you've sown. And then we have the Six of Spades, which is the Six of Swords, which talks about moving on, grief associated with staying in a bad situation, and then moving away from that situation to find relief in something better, figuratively and literally, especially with the Eight of Cups energy here. So let's see. And so now we have our final messages. At this time, what does our earth signs need to know in order to move differently in their life? One thing that came to mind just now was to know that someday you will make it through. Everything does not last forever, and situations have to come to an end. Okay, first out of the deck, find your motivation. A very powerful card. I feel like also what came through just now was that this is something in regards to you needing to get in contact with a friend maybe, or to take notice of your ability to handle different situations. Consult your body's wisdom, which is a card that talks about you paying attention to the feedback your body is giving you, and then also in recognizing that sometimes it is necessary for us to get in touch with our body so that we don't overwork our emotional and mental space with the Nine of Swords and the Eight of Cups energy. This could be a time period where you may have been a bit tapped out of things, and then if you're overly engaging in your spirituality, it is important that you recognize that you do have a earthly life that you are living in and you have to be currently tied to. So it's important that you check in with yourself physically, making sure that you're eating good, nourishing foods. It's not about weight. This is about feeding yourself and feeding your sense of vitality. So if you haven't had access to fruits, vegetables, or whole grains, healthy sources of protein to nourish your body, because your brain does need a staple source of blood sugar, and eating too many processed carbs can lead to you feeling more tired, more fatigued, and as if you get hungry all the time. And that doesn't bring a lot of sense of self-preservation. It feels like you're constantly struggling. We have tap into primal power, and this is communicate with spirit. So yeah, definitely have spirit here asking you to trust in them. I'm going to read Find Your Motivation and Communicate with Spirit for you. Give me one moment. So we have Find Your Motivation. It says the universe responds to your intentions, whether or not you know what they are. The more conscious, direct, and focused you are, the more you can successfully co-create with the universe to manifest the outcome you'd like to experience. Ask yourself, what is motivating you in this situation? What do you ultimately want to build, offer, learn, receive, or achieve, and why? Okay, and it tells you to take that energy and apply it by communicating with spirit, either in the form of prayer, talking out loud, journaling, and then finding different ways to express yourself and the emotional and mental journey that you've been on. If you have a creative outlet, definitely work on that. If you find joy in just spending time with working on yourself and enjoying your own company, do that as well. All of these things can be a form of communication and communion with spirit if you have the mindset that this is why you're doing it. So it says, when it comes to receiving divine guidance, human language can only go so far. That's why art and ritual exist. We can receive, perceive, and communicate that which goes beyond linear thinking. When you enter into the timeless dimension through dance, art, or meditation, you will discover the answer or answers you seek. And it says that when you look to the infinite world, you will see the convincing appearance of drama, discord, limitations, and lack. But when you look beyond this appearance, you will see that the three-dimensional world is nothing more than a hologram, a fantasy crafted by the human ego that will dissolve as quickly and as surely as our nightly dreams do the moment we awake. And that's just to come from the fact that most of the time people have issues with you for no reason. There's no inciting or instigating event. They're projecting things that they feel about themselves onto you, and we can do that same thing to others as well. So it's very important that you recognize in these moments that it's vital for you to question why you feel a certain way. Ask yourself what you hope to get out of a situation to help you resolve those feelings, and then really follow through on wherever the directions are that takes you to that. Now, this is also an important tool so that you can recognize that people don't take advantage of you and gaslight you as well. So if you know that something happened, if you know there's something to be true, to trust that as well. And you can question yourself by saying, do I have some reason to make this up in order to take advantage of the situation? If you know deep in your heart of hearts you don't actually mean this person any harm, you don't want to overly control them or anything like that, but they're just not meeting your needs in some kind of way, and this could be with anybody, romantic, family, otherwise, then it's okay for you to recognize that you have things to say, and that it's okay for you to share those things with someone else. And you're not responsible for their response, but you are responsible for how you react and how you also go on the offensive in how you talk to people as well. And it says to tap into the primal energy within, because the thing is that you don't have to argue with anyone about how you feel. It's up to them to respect your feelings, and if they don't, well, I don't think you really need to continue to consider theirs. It appears that your life or some area of your life has become stagnant, stuck, or overly predictable. To get things moving, you must let go of the need to control. Tap into your fiery passion and enjoy the liberation that comes from expressing your wild and untamed nature. In this way, you will reconnect with your primal power, which is a source of unlimited creativity and fulfillment. And it says, whether you feel it or not, there is a burning need within you to bring forth something specific. Perhaps it's a career, a business, a creative endeavor, a conscious upgrade in any life area, or another bold and positive new step. So making this kind of discovery is going to help you gain clarity on how to move forward, because oftentimes our need to express things can come out in our mood, and we don't even recognize that that is exactly what the issue is. I'm not upset with what happened. I'm upset because I'm keeping it to myself. So I hope this helps you, Earth signs, and I thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope that you have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.